2024 Ford Expedition with installed lights on the grille, light bar, some lights on the back window, glass window, install the quick auto eject, and some more lights on the tail light, or tailgate I mean. So let's see if it works. As you can see, I set up my red lights to work as brake lights. So every time you push on the brake pedal, they'll come on. They got a little bit of the delay at the beginning, just so when it turns the system on. I also put those white LEDs. They come on when it's on reverse, so it gives more white light, otherwise they'll be flashing. So here comes like scene 1, switch number 1, and then we got all sorts of lights, everything is flashing. Side windows, Whelen Park. So when the vehicle is set to park, that button or that light in the middle, that's the opticon, and that one shuts off every time the vehicle is in park. So they're not using it. If they pull up to a scene, the opticon becomes disabled. Also, it's set up that when the driver's door is open, those top lights on the light bar, they become disabled, and it does the same thing on the left side, so they disable those lights. So that's the lights for input number 2, or with the trigger number 2. So it's a little bit different flashing pattern, a little bit faster, and just about all the lights except the rear windows are sync, so they're synced together. Now that's number 3, and they're all flashing really crazy, so that's pretty neat. So as you can see it from the back, they start flashing pretty crazy, and those reverse lights are flashing pretty good. So here comes the other thing. When the tailgate is open, it turns on those 2 yellow LEDs up on the tailgate, so you can actually have a little bit of warning lights in case, you know, they're put up to the scene and they need to grab gear or stuff out of it, and that's where they're gonna be having some lights. Also install these work lights, just so if they're working at night, they got a little bit more visibility. And these ones are also switched with the tailgate, so they'll disable once the tailgate is closed, kind of like factory lights. Those are the alley lights. Those are gonna be the alley lights. And they become disabled also. It's gonna be the take down or front LED lights, which these are really bright at night. Apágalo. That'll be the right side. Once the door becomes open, then it shuts those lights off, and as we close the door, they come on. And this one is set up for the to just have the left side of the vehicle, and that's gonna be left side only, front and back. And also same thing, but with front, so only the front will come on and the rear will be disabled, and the rear is being disabled. And it's also set for rear lights, but not the front. So when the rear ones are on, the front ones are disabled. And right side, front and rear. And like you guys can see, the other one is disabled, the other side. Then we got takedowns, and I programmed these ones where those rear reverse lights or reverse LEDs that I got installed on this one, they'll have like a slow flashing, you know, just trying to be a little bit more shown, you know, give them a little bit more light. Okay. And the same thing for middle to the enter, middle to the outside, and same thing for the right side, merge to the right. So nothing too fancy. And for turn signal, I had it set up where it flashes those yellow lights on the light bar. So they'll come on when the turn signal switch is engaged for either direction. And el otro, an air horn, they're both working, and they also work for the siren noises when you set it up with the knob. So inside of the unit, nothing too crazy. We got an MDC mount there, radio, city radio, and I dropped the PA microphone, that center console, the pocket there, so it's out of the way since over here we don't use them very much. Speaker got left in there, right behind the cup holders, and on the center console they sold us this bracket that fits in here, and then we can put everything in here. Then we can actually turn all the lights on from here. So yeah, I mean, it seems to be working. And everything works. I removed the center seat on this unit and had this aluminum box built so I could fit up all of my electrical stuff in there. as I said before, we got this inverter charger over here, this banner, and when you plug it in, it starts flashing. And I got it set up for 25 amps. So what is this one is set up to do is he'll charge 25 amps up until he notices that the battery is pretty much fully charged, and then it'll switch from a high charge to a kind of like a trickle charger type of deal, and it'll stay on that up until the battery is full charge, and then it'll just keep operating as a trickle charger and just keep the battery alive. Here I got my main head radio, the Whelen CORE unit. We got these bridges to make everything work nice and easy. Got my big fuses and radio fuses. Got a little bit of a mess, but once this cover gets back on there, it's not gonna do a whole lot. Then I make myself a little bit of a diagram for later on down the road. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know if I could have done something a little bit better. I know I could have done better with the wiring, putting it away, but wasn't too much of my concern really. It works and it's out of the way, and nobody should be messing with it. On this one, they had sent me the wrong vehicle interface module. Then they sent me the right one, which was the part number, hooks underneath of the passenger seat. Then you just gotta toggle your wires in and make them go into the core module. So for any of you guys that are just starting with this, be mindful. Everybody's human and mistakes can be made. So this is the right one for this unit. And when I first ordered my stuff, they sent me a different one that just splices into a CAN network, just a little box that cuts the wires into. But at the end of the day, that didn't work, so we end up having to go with this one. A little bit of extra work, nothing out of this world, but nevertheless, I'm just starting with this thing, so it took me a little bit to figure out why it wasn't working.